Hi, and welcome back to the T on Realty. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, a broker associate with Exit Real Estate Gallery. I just want to welcome you all back to another podcast, another week of information that I'm spreading to you here on the T on Realty. So let's get right into it. I always say I apologize. I do hope that everyone had an awesome week, and that you continue to be blessed. And whatever you want to do, you can do it. Just keep pushing forward no matter what. All right, so let's jump right into it. So this week, the T on Realty is going to be talking about something that a lot of us realtors hear a lot. A lot of customers might not know it. It's called WDO. Do you know what a WDO is? A WDO is a wood destroying organism. And initially, when people think of a wood destroying organism, automatically they like, it got termites. I'm here to tell you that a WDO, termites are not the only source of a WDO. I mean, it may be one of the main reasons a property would be tagged as having a WDO. I mean, most people look at the wood when you're doing a home inspection, which you should always have. Home inspections and WDO reports go together. They're two separate entities, but you should have a WDO if you're doing a home inspection. That should be on your list of things. So some of you, like I said, be wondering, you hear those, it's a part of our real estate terminology. So I should say, you'd be like, what is a WDO? Wood destroying organism. And around, it could be inside and outside of a home or a structure or a dwelling. So most people, when they hear this phrase, like I said, they only think about termites. A WDO is much more than just a check for termites. A WDO checks for termites and other wood eating bugs, mildew, and mold stuff. That's considered a living organism. Some people don't think that mold is a living organism, but mold is a very living organism. It's an organism that if you ingest so much of it, it could make you sick. I know this for a fact. I know that, one of my children's, had a allergic reaction some years ago when he would go over to a particular person's home and stay for the weekend. And he had been going to the home for many years and staying over the weekends, and we hadn't noticed anything. And then over the years, and then one particular weekend, he came back home and his eyes were just like sunk in. And we were like, at first he was like, okay, what's going on? We thought it was nothing. Maybe he played too much, he slept too much, I don't know. He came home about a day or so, he was clear. Nothing was going on. He was back looking the same again. So then he went back again to the same person because he was going there quite frequently to spend the night. It was a close family or whatever. And he would go there and, he went there again. And it was like one night of being there. The next day, he was looking bug-eyed again. And his eyes were sunken. And he was having cold coming out of his eyes. So, me. I called the doctor, hey, doc, So what I did was, he came back home. It subsided again. And then we went back again. I'm like, dang, I hate to keep sending my child back over here like I'm torturing him because I know something must be wrong. I just don't know what it is. Most allergic reactions you think of like itching and, his eyes were itching him and everything like that. But it wasn't no other variations of an itch. So he went back, and this time I did it, just because I wanted to get some pictures to show the doctor. So he went back again to the person's house for the weekend, and lo and behold, it happened again. So I immediately took a picture of how he looked after that incident. And so we went to the doctor. They said, they said, yeah. So they ran some tests on him. Allergy was one of them. Come to find out, boom, he was high. My son, like, the scale is like a 1 to 6, and when it's doing allergies and things, and mold, mildew, dust mites, he scored a 6, and he scored a 5 on cat dander. They didn't have a cat, so we knew that his reaction that he was having was because the house had mold, mildew, or dust mites, and it must was an excessive amount because literally he could be there for 24 hours or less, and you could start to see the change in him. So when I say that, I attest that mold and mildew is a living organism and it can literally hurt you. That is a true statement speaking from personal experience. And the person had to clean out their, it was an older house, smaller, older wooden house, they had to do a mass. I had to keep him away from there. I mean, he couldn't go back until they rectified this because their house was literally killing my child, slowly. And but they did. They rectified things. What they had was a person come and what they call clean out the vents, because it was probably in the AC vents, and they, made sure they cleaned all the window sills really good and just aired out the house and had that professional come in and do that remediation. And it did help. He would go back, but even now, when he went back, if he stayed there still for like 3 days, I mean, his max is, even after they remedied that, his max was 2 days, and he would still start to break out. It was just an older house. It just needed to be, he just not needed to be there. And so we did kind of just limit his activities, and we would give him medication if he was going to be there, because we couldn't, he loved the people. We couldn't say, you can't never go over there again, or, we can't make somebody move. But, mold and mildew is one of the organisms that is checked when you're getting a WDO. So because the mold and mildew will eat at your wood too, just as if a termite would, that's why they consider that a wood destroying organism. And it falls into that category. So when you have a house that doesn't have a proper drain flow on the roof, that will divert water when it rains, or to fall away from the home, the moisture, it settles. It settles in on the wood frame around the house. You know what I'm saying? It settles and eventually softens the wood. And that can cause a WDO issue. Because sometimes, like I said, even with this example is, the WDO is simply caused because of rain. And because of the rain, it's outside. You build a house, you got wood framing outside. It rains, the water just settles in. If you don't have, like they say, if you don't have a chute to shoot the water away from the wood to help it not do it so quickly, because eventually it will happen. Years, rain is going to drip onto the wood of your house. So you're going to have that happen, but it happens more and it happens frequently when you don't have a drainage system to shoot the water, or the drainage over your house to shoot the water more far out into grass as you possibly can, because as it settles on wood, it, gets that smooth green looking look that looks disgusting. And, and if it's on people have the mold on their driveway, which is a slip hazard, it can have somebody slip and get your lawsuit around here. So, you got to be careful when when it rains and your drainage around your house and how that settles in, because those things could create the appearance. It'll look like termites been eating the wood outside of your house, when it's just the water and the moisture, and it's softening the wood. And it's not even that it's a termite in that area. It's just the water been settling in, and it's causing that to seem like it's termites. Because I know me, and I've had experience at a young age of seeing termites literally eating wood apart and flying around like constantly. And they had to tear out our closet when I was young, and rebuild it, because the house was an older house, and the wood around the closet was causing the termites to come. And it was so bad that we would vacuum the floor, because it was carpet at the time when we grew up. We would vacuum the floor like every day, because the termites were so embedded in the wood in the closet that they would be all over the rugs. Like, you could not I think that's why I have like this fetish thing where I can't walk on floors without socks or shoes on. Even to this day, that might be one of the reasons. And my son seems to have that fetish too. But the wings would, I mean, like you could vacuum to your soul was content, and you would always have termite wings, and it was so creepy coming up. So I mean, like I've dealt with that coming up, and they had to redo our room closet and everything, and then we didn't have that issue anymore. But it was trying to always have to constantly vacuum every day because of the termite wings that are flying and dying out. I mean, all, ugh. I'm just saying. So termites is something serious, and if they keep biting, you got to get those termite bonds and have them put them out around your house. If your house is made of a lot of wood, I would recommend that you get a termite bond. I've even had a couple of customers that requested from a seller, when we was putting an offering on the house, to put termite bonds all around the house, and we were able to get it. The seller did do that. I do thank that other agent for convincing their owner to do that, because their house had a lot of wood inside and out, and they loved the house, but they knew that with all that wood, that could be a potential problem, and they did it. It costs money to do that. So definitely, if you're interested in buying a house that's majority wood based, get that termite bond, invest in it. If the seller won't do it, you do it for your own sake. Save your property from getting eaten up by termites and any other living organisms that fall into WDOs. So, depending on the type of lending company that you use, I'm just going to say 9 times out of 10, a regular lending company won't require you to have a WDO. And the cases where I see that WDOs might be required have been in transactions where the purchaser is a VA buyer. Typically, a VA transaction almost always asks for a WDO. They don't care nothing about no home inspection, but they do care about a WDO. And from what I've experienced, in my experience, I mean, every transaction is different. And from the senses of a lot of other co-realtors in the business, VA tends to require at least a WDO. They want to make sure that that house is not being eaten alive by meal, mildew, and termites, and any other living organism that you can stack or attack, snatch onto some wood. So, and just being a realtor, like I always say, when I encourage people to get a home inspection and the WDO to me should come together. Like most companies and I refer them to do home inspections with, they have their partner who they do WDOs with, so that it could be done at the same time. And just like with any home inspection, unless the lender requires, which will only be a VA particular lender, will require just the cleared portion of the WDO, not the full report, just the section that says the house does or does not have any WDO issues, not the full report. Don't do it. I think I've mentioned this before. Home inspections you have, if there is no major disarray repair, even if there is a major, do not ever send any lender a full report of a home inspection or a full report of a WDO. You only want to send what they ask for, and 9 times out of 10, a lender would not ask for a copy of a home inspection. Don't ever send it. They would never ask for a full copy of a WDO. They only want the page that says that it is cleared. That's it. I know some people might feel like, I just want to give them everything. Don't do it. Listen to this realtor. Do not do that. Get your professional, and they will tell you, don't do that. Okay? Don't send a lender a full report of a home inspection. Only a VA loan, the report that says the WDO is cleared. Remember that. If you don't take nothing else from this podcast today, remember that. So, a customer would have to ask their lender, like I said, if it's required. Like I said, most of the times it's only required for a VA loan, FHA commercial. I mean, all those other things, they ain't gonna ask no WDO. So, they don't even care if you have a home inspection. It's your choice. Of course, I'm gonna tell you to get one. But they don't require that. It's not any requirement. So if a lender tells you that you gotta have a home inspection, you might want to I would just be like, why? Even though you should, They shouldn't tell you you have to. You know what I'm saying? It's just a terminology for me. It just don't tell me what I mean, I'm that person. Don't tell me what I gotta do. What do you mean I gotta do that? Do I have to do that? Or they should say, listen, it's not required. I don't know what your realtor told you. It's recommended. But 9 times out of 10, most lenders don't even discuss home inspections. They don't even get into that part of a real estate transaction. They stick to the money basis. They stick to the estimates. They stick to the closing costs. They don't cross that line. So, but you might have some that are realtors too, and they forget what hat they wearing at that time. So just be mindful of that. And I already said, like I said, if you never give a lender a copy of your inspection report, only send the lender the required clear WDO. So with that, and this today's segment with that, I just felt like I needed to get that information out. What a WDO is called a wood destroying organism. It's mostly, when people think about it, it's mostly termites, but it is also mold and mildew. Anything that can eat wood up falls into that scope. We just tend to gear toward termite. But termite is not the only thing that can eat wood. So I just wanted to get that, one of those terminologies out here to you guys, to let you know that that is something that goes along with getting a home inspection. Typically, as a realtor, I advise people to do, when you get your home inspection, tell your home inspector that you want a WDO at the same time, because 9 times out of 10, whoever they partner with, or if they have the license to be a WDO, because in order to be a WDO inspector, you have to have a certification to that. Anybody, a regular home inspector cannot do a WDO unless they are certified to do a WDO. They can do both, but they have to be a certified WDO inspector. And that requires them to go to extra training. That requires that they had to have worked for a pest control company for so many years in order to be considered a certified WDO inspector. You can't just take a certification and say, boom, I'm a WDO inspector. You got rollers and rats. No. They have to work underneath a pest control company for, I think it's like a year or two, before they can say that they are a certified WDO inspector. And most of them that do home inspections, I know a handful of them that do, and there's more and more that are getting both certificates, but some of them just don't do it because they don't have the time to work for another company. They already have a company of home inspection. They don't have the time to work under someone else, and like kind of be like a mentor, so to speak. So they just, what they do is, what we as realtors do is, they refer that business out. And if you get it while you're getting your home inspection, 9 times out of 10, you can get a discount on your WDO price if you get it at the same time, as opposed to you saying, okay, I'm gonna get a home inspection now, and then you like, you know what, I think I'm gonna get a WDO, and it's like 2 weeks later and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get a WDO. Which you shouldn't wait 2 weeks, because if you on the contract under any home, you only have 10 days to do inspection. So you need to get that WDO done the same day as you get that home inspection done, for your 10-day inspection period for that home that you just put an offer on runs out, and you're too late no matter what's wrong with that home. If you don't find it within them 10 days and get response back to try to get it repaired, if it's a major issue, you're stuck with that. So that's just another tip about contracts. So with that being said, that's the tea on realty for today. When you get your home inspection, get your WDO. Ask for a WDO to be done the same day as the home inspection. Very important. Even if you don't think that house has a lot of wood, I don't care. Every house has wood in it. I mean, there's wood somewhere in any house. I don't know. I haven't found one yet that doesn't have a piece of wood somewhere. And so any piece of wood, whether it's treated or not, hopefully it's treated if it's going to be in your house. But you never know sometimes. People just real shady with their dealings. But I would always do both and never give it to the lender. If it's a VA loan and they require just a WDO, only give the lender the clear report. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell you this, Whatever the report comes back, don't even worry about giving it to your lender. Have the inspector give them permission to send it to your realtor, and your realtor will know exactly what portion that the lender needs to get. So you don't accidentally, because I'm telling you something, whatever you send your lender becomes a part of your file. And if you don't want them to they'll put a halt on something that's so petty or something that's nothing at all, because you know something you was very, as you just want to make sure, if when it comes to the inspections and the WDOs, send that to your realtor first, and your realtor will send what needs to be sent to the lender, if anything needs to be sent to the lender at all. It's your information. You pay for that report. It belongs to you. It doesn't belong to anybody else but you. It's yours. You paid for it. So I think that's enough tea on realty for today. As always, I'm here to answer any question that you may have. Reach out to me. If there is a topic that you want me to talk about, just reach out to me. info@thetonrealty.org, or reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, here on YouTube. However you feel, whatever floats your boat, just let me know, and I'll make sure that I'll get that topic out in one of my future podcasts. So whatever you want to do, guys, just let me know. Whatever topic you want me to touch upon, or something you just was curious about, or whatever, or check in my other previous episodes. I might have talked about it or not, but I will, always probably talk on this topic maybe in the future, because I might have a true story about a WDO issue that I like to share, or any other issues I like to share. So thank you guys who've been following me and sharing and going along with my information. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I can't express to you the gratitude that I get, and the support that I get from all of you who are following me, who share it, who take heed to my information, who believe my information, who actually use my information in their own transactions. I don't have to be I would love to be a realtor. I don't have to be a realtor, but I'm here to give you the tea on realty, so that whoever your realtor is, you should be knowing in the back of your head, listening to me every single week. This realtor didn't ask me this. Why this realtor didn't ask me that? Why did this realtor do that? Or why did this person do this? So eventually, whatever topic you probably want to get discussed, I'll probably end up talking about it. But if you wanted me to get talking about it sooner, just email me. If you want to be one of our sponsors, go to our website, www.thetonrealty.org, and click on our sponsor and volunteer, because we always need sponsors and volunteers to help us out and get our mission out, so we can get out here in the public and get in our face and doing what we're doing, offering our home buyers and seller seminars. If you are, because we are a nonprofit organization, you would like to donate, go to our website and click on the donate tab, and we'll send you an information on how you can donate. So we thank you for everybody that's always supporting us. We know we love you. I love you. I mean, if any way that I can help you to understand something better, please email me. Send me a message in Messenger. Send me a message on Instagram. However, whatever your platform is, you go ahead and you send me your question, your topic, and I will be definitely make sure that I have an episode for you. Of course, I would never name your name. Y'all know me. Y'all know. If you really know me, you know I don't do name dropping like that. But I will get your topic out, and I will hope that and I'll make sure that I let you know, hey, this episode is for you, so you can go ahead on and learn that information. I just encourage everyone to always get a professional involved. If you don't know when it comes to real estate, ask a professional. There should not be any person in real estate that shouldn't be willing to answer your simple question. Even it might be a little difficult question. They should not be like, I'm not your realtor. I'm not going to answer that, because, even though sometimes they may be thinking that, but at the end of the day, you never know who might turn into a bigger customer. And so with that in my head, I'm always willing to share what I know with you guys. And I just hope that you guys receive what I give you and use it to the best of your ability. Don't try to do real estate without an agent. Don't do it. Don't do real estate without an agent. I'm just saying. I'm going to always say that. Don't do real estate without an agent. So with that, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in again. Check me out. Every Tuesday, a new podcast comes out on Podbean on Tuesdays at 7:30 in the morning. So you're on that ride to work, you download that Podbean app, and you can go ahead and listen to all these episodes, or you can wait till they drop at 9 o'clock on Tuesday mornings here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and to the YouTube channel, the T on Realty. Make sure you following me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those entities, the T on Realty. And you will get more information. If you miss an episode, you can always go back and re-listen to it. That is no problem. I just want to say thank you all. I do hope you learned something today, because that is my goal, is to teach you something that you didn't know or refresh on something that you did know. So if I was able to do any of those things, then my job here has been done. Bye.